Welcome back. eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. This is the eSIM Studios podcast, live stream episode number 78. It's hard to imagine I've done 78 of these. It's pretty interesting. I was thinking earlier, or was it yesterday, when I first started, I was a little nervous, right? I've uploaded hundreds of videos, but never gone live, ever. And when I decided to do this, I'm glad I did, because it's fun to get on here and talk with everybody. But again, a little nervous starting out, and now I'm just like, boop, hit live, let's go. So appreciate you joining us. And one of the things about going live is that you kind of get to, I love watching live streams. I do, way more than uploaded content. It gives you, you get to know the content creator a little more, right? Like on a more of a personal basis, instead of just watching on video. You get to actually interact, right? Ask questions, interact with the show. And again, not many live streams in the technology sector of YouTube, so I wanted to change that, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. Now, I told you yesterday I was going to try and start to do these a little earlier, and getting back to my point of the live streams and getting to know the content creator as time goes on. I'm not necessarily a procrastinator, because I guess I am a little bit, but that's not really bad. But I'm always late, so just I have no idea why. I've tried my hardest. I've been fired by jobs because I've been late. Some jobs that I was super cool with the boss, I just in the back, I guess took advantage of, right? To be completely honest, and it would show up 10, 15, 20 minutes late every single day, not one write up. So it's one of those things where I try, but I'm really gonna try to get these live streams started earlier. Now, one of the good things is, if you miss it, you can just catch the replay, right? But I'm going to try to get this started at 4 p.m. every single day, Central Standard Time. So wherever you're watching this, 4 p.m. Texas time, you can calculate your time. Daniel, what's going on, man? Always a big supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing okay today. Let's see here. So, I'm kind of excited. We're on the verge of the Pixel 8a coming out. Now, it's not necessarily this mind-blowing release, right? We do get another iteration of a new Pixel device. We will be getting one. I just don't know what color, right? The blue or the green. It's definitely going to be blue or the green. Probably the green, because I have a blue Pixel already. Even though it's a different, bolder blue, I think I'm gonna go with the green now. I was like, yeah. I don't have a green phone. I've never had a green phone before. That would be so cool to have a green phone. My dumbass. I have a green S24 Ultra. I got so many phones, I forget what colors I got. But so anyways, that's what, in 2 weeks. Today's May 1st. The Pixel 8a will be released at Google I/O, and I think why I'm excited for this release is that it's actually going to come with a bigger storage variant. I would have probably gotten the Pixel 8a for this channel just to review for everybody, but now that I know it's going to come in 256 gigs, bro, let's go. Let's go ahead and get one. Give me a second. Yeah, so we'll get one. And now that I am recording, I did record a couple of case reviews today. Crave case reviews I'm going to upload. I'm also, what I want to do is get into whether it's the Pixel 8a, or I'll probably do the 8 Pro. Download and install the OS Damn, why do I have a brain fart? What is it called? The Lord have mercy. What the hell is it called? Let me move this over here. Hang on. Wow, I have a ginormous brain fart. Graphene. Duh, Graphene OS. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that on the Pixel 8 Pro, but I want to go ahead and I want to get videos. I need, again, I know I explained it yesterday, but now that I got, don't necessarily have more free time, but I'm going to try to upload and record more regular content and not just, I've been these last few weeks since my mom's been in the hospital and since she passed, I've been really leaning on these live streams just to get stuff out on YouTube, but I know I'm going to get back into the swing of things and uploading content. We'll definitely do that, but let's see here. So surprise today. Now I know a lot of you that are watching, however, I am live streaming on like 5 or 6 YouTube channels, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now I'm streaming live on Facebook in a Nothing Phone group. I don't know if it's the official group. I think it's like 20,000 people. I'm live streaming in the Facebook Nothing Phone group. This morning when I got up, I got a notification that said, "Hey, your update is ready, is downloaded, and it's ready to install. Just simply restart your phone." I was like, "Update? What the hell?" I look into it, and what do you know? So this is getting. I did a video and or a live stream about the phone 2, how it got the Chat GPT integration inside this phone. I mean, it's a little more integrated than you're saying. Well, what's the difference if I just download Chat GPT on my phone, right? What if I have an S24 Plus? So what's the difference between downloading the Chat GPT app on here compared to having it integrated into the software with the Nothing Phone 2 or 2A? Well, it gives you a little different user interface, and it actually gives you widgets that you can install on your home screen that you can do basically Chat GPT processes. What do you call them? You can submit questions, you can submit pictures. Let's see what the widget has on here. So this update for, hang on. Let's do this. So here's what it'll do. So you have 2 options, right? Here are the widgets that will go on there. So you have your option of 2 widgets. You have an all-in-one widget where it has the 3 inputs into one widget where you can input a voice prompt. That's what I was looking for, prompt. You can put in a text prompt or an image prompt. That's all packaged into one little widget. Or you can set individual widgets, one for voice, one for text, and one for an image prompt. And they look like this. Let me show you. It's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. Although I haven't used Chat GPT a lot. I did when it first came out about a year ago, and just haven't used it ever since. I'll randomly use. Actually, you know what? I've been using Meta.ai. I've been using their website, and it works really well. Sorry, I'm trying to do 3 things at once. So what it has is you can have either a circle widget or a square widget on top, and you can do voice, text, or image prompt. And it will also, in the actual Chat GPT application, is a little different. I'm going to do a video on this. Is a little different on the Nothing Phone 2A than it is with any other phone that you can just download and install. So they do give you a little hint, a little touch of a special version of ChatGPT. I'm sure they partnered with OpenAI to kind of integrate that in. Now, this came with Perplexity. I don't use Perplexity. When they announced this phone, it said it would come with a free, well, I think it was a 1 year free of Perplexity, or a month free. I have no idea, but I've never heard of that before. I looked into it. It's actually another prompt online platform like ChatGPT or Meta.ai. But I haven't figured out how to activate my my free account, whatever you want to call it, here on this Nothing Phone 2a. I'm gonna have to reach out to Nothing and see if I can get get me hooked up with their free Perplexity usage. So I like to mess around with this stuff. I don't depend on it, but it is fun to toy around with. Actually, what I use it for is actually SEO reasons, search reasons, hot words, keywords. So, like for this video, Nothing Phone 2a update or Pixel 8a release, so I can get keywords, right? So I'll type in a prompt. Give me SEO keywords for the in the technology field for the Nothing Phone 2a. Boom, and it'll spit out a bunch of keywords. So and I'll just copy and paste that into my video description, and it helps. So if somebody's searching for something on YouTube, one of those keywords will get selected, and then my video will get popped up in the feed or in the algorithm. So it helps, little things like that. But I do want to mess around with the Perplexity. I just don't know how to activate the free version, because I think it's like $20 a month, which OpenAI ChatGPT is as well. But why pay for it when you can get it for free, right? So what is in this update? Well, apparently there's a number of things, right? So it's the same typical stuff you see every time. Little bug fixes here and there. Camera fixes, right? Let's see here. Let me pull up my screen. So the update that was today was the Nothing OS version 2.5.5a. A for the A model of the Nothing Phone 2a. Let me pull this up here. So it looks like the Nothing also sent out the Nothing Phone 1, an update for the Nothing Phone 1, which also got ChatGPT integration, a special version, a few widgets here and there. And the Nothing Phone 1 OS update version is 2.5.5. And as I mentioned, for the 2A, it's 2.5.5a. So it's basically running, it looks like it's running the same software. RAM booster is also included. I don't use RAM booster unless I really need it. I do have it activated on my S24 Ultra though, but that has UFS storage, very fast UFS storage. If you have very fast UFS storage, that's when RAM booster, in my opinion, really helps. If you have slower UFS storage or an older version, maybe a year or two old, in my personal opinion, I don't activate it, because in my usage, it tends for me to maybe slow it down a little bit, but it's not having older UFS storage is basically not good for sharing your storage, carrying it over in place of RAM, because that's exactly what UFS storage does. Older version, I want the latest and greatest. I want it super fast. So I have 12 gigs of RAM on here. I don't need any more storage, honestly. If I had 8 gigs of RAM, I definitely would activate it. But with 12 gigs, I don't need it. And that's one of the other bonuses of getting a device with 12 gigs of RAM, right? Let's pull this up. So we got here the phone 1 and the phone 2A. No thank you. No thank you. Get the OS 2.5.5 update, and the 2A getting the A version of the update. Let's look at the change log for... Oh, side note. Nothing is sending me their new earbuds. Thank you. The A version. I think the white ones too. I hope the white ones, because it'll match. Well, they sent me this white phone, so I'm sure they'll send me the white. I requested the white, so we'll see what they send me. But they are going to send the Nothing earbuds A. Damn, why am I so clutterbrained today? Let's see. So for the Nothing Phone 2A, Chat GPT integration. Added new Chat GPT widget, which I showed. Added a button on the screenshot and clipboard pop-up to directly paste content. That's cool. On the Chat GPT app. New gesture option in the Nothing X app for starting a voice conversation with Chat GPT. Wow. Works with the Nothing Ear and Nothing Ear A. Perfect. So when we get the Nothing Ear A in, we're gonna test it out. That I will admit, that looks cool. And I have not tried the copy and paste into Chat GPT app, but I'll do that on a video. I meant to do a video on that, but I'm gonna record that tomorrow, so no problem. Camera. Optimize color consistency in ultra-wide angle camera. Improve portrait brightness in HDR scenes. Resolved abnormal noise issues in portrait mode. Improve camera app opening speed. It is very snappy. I've noticed that. Maybe it's a placebo effect, but the last update that the Nothing Phone 2A got a couple weeks ago seemed like, after I did a reboot, it was very, very snappy. Now it seems even snappier. If that's possible, I don't know how fast you can keep on getting, but they continually improve their devices with every single update. And that's exactly what you want from a manufacturer, right? When you buy a phone, the last thing you want is for it to basically slow down over time, or slow down with every update, or get worse, right, over time, or with every update. Guess what? iPhones do that. Apple has been accused of and punished, found guilty for doing that in court. So it's a fact. Now, they say they don't do that anymore, but let's be real, they do it. They want you to buy the new iPhone, and we're gonna get to we're gonna get to something in regards to that here in just a minute. What else we got? Optimized visual display of battery levels, enhanced power saving mode, improved call stability, improved smoothness when swiping down to access the quick settings, improved fluidity when unlocking the device, resolved call connectivity issues in Android Auto. Thankfully, I haven't had any issues. I have not encountered any bugs. Now, there is no, from my understanding, there's no beta version, beta software for the 2A. I am on the beta version for the 2. They probably will come out with a beta version for the 2A. Cameras are great. And just as I was going to wrap up my video, and I'm sure some of y'all get sick of me talking about this phone, so I wanted to do one big review video. And Nothing is waiting for it too. They asked me to do a video, so I thought I was done wrapping it up here yesterday, and then they dropped this update on me, and I gotta include this Chat GPT in this video. So I'm gonna do a full review of this probably here in the next couple days, but I just can't say enough good things about this phone. $350. It's the best phone you can buy for the price. For the price. And if you're gonna go all out, sure, get you iPhone 15 Pro Max, get you S24 Ultra, even a Pixel 8 Pro, even a Z Fold 5, what have you, Pixel Fold. But if you're on a budget, or you just simply don't want to spend that much money, let's say you need a second phone for a job, or you need a phone for a child, right, teenager. Now, gotta have T-Mobile, or one of these small, or Mint Mobile, stuff like that. Google Fi works on here, but I'll shut up because I know some of y'all are annoyed. But just wait. If you want more information on this, I'm gonna drop the video here. Probably, what's today? Wednesday. Probably by Friday, because I think the buds are getting here this weekend, I believe, right? So I'll reach out to Nothing and see if they can give me some white earbuds, because that'll be cool. That'll match perfectly. Cannot beat that phone price wise. Cameras are really good too, right? I've been taking a bunch of pictures and stuff, which I'm going to include in the video. So just incredible what they're doing, and they should be praised, right? Because they could be a smaller, this is almost like uncharted territories. For somebody like Carl Pei, branch out on your own. I know OnePlus kind of did this, but they went corporate, and a lot of their fans left them, like me, right? I was part of the Red Cable Club, as I'm sure some of y'all are too, or used to be. I think, I still am, with OnePlus, but this is what they need to be praised for what they do, regardless if you like their phones or not, regardless if you think they're ugly, regardless if you're a Samsung fanboy, or even a Pixel lover that uses nothing else but a Pixel. You still got to give them praise for what they're doing. It's almost unheard of, and they're doing it the right way. They're putting out cool products, and they're updating them all the time, and they continually get better, right? So very, very excited to test this new Chat GPT integration here with the Nothing Phone 2A. Now, speaking of iPhone, well, what do we have here? What we have is potential sales of iPhones are declining. What? No way. Looks like it. And there's certain ways to tell. What's going on, Ashton? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you joining us today. I'm gonna message you here after the show and get with you on a couple things, but yes, I'll message you here after the show. But thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I'm gonna link your channel in the description box below as well, so people can view that if they would like. iPhone demand may be shrinking, hence chip maker Skyworks. Now, I've never heard of Skyworks. Maybe you have. Apparently, look, Apple puts out, there's a number of ways to tell, right? So how do you know? Who puts out these numbers? So how do we know how many iPhones they sell? Apple does. Now, can they stretch the number a little bit, right? Could they potentially say, we sold 90 million iPhones last year worldwide, when they sold like 87 million? Yeah, they can stretch it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be fining them for stretching. Now, if they say we sold 200 million iPhones globally last year, and they only sold 88 million, yeah, that's not going to be good, because well, there's a lot of implications that come from that, right? But here or there, give or take a few. They sell so many, you can do it. You can give or take a couple million. But another way of telling, because I think they only put out that number once a year. So another way of kind of sizing up the landscape, not only just for iPhones, but basically for a number of things, is by the sales of the processor and or parts that go into that specific phone. So if there's a CPU maker or a parts maker that their production just flying off the shelf, flying off the rack, their revenue is sky high, it's probably because a bunch of iPhones are being sold, right? Because a lot of these companies, that's all they do. Or all they do is they'll just make a couple parts for a couple phones. Especially for Apple, with such a big vendor, being Apple, where they literally sell 100 million cell phones, iPhones a year. That's a lot. That's a lot of manufacturing that goes into that, right? So there's a semiconductor company named Skyworks Solution, a major Apple supplier, as I mentioned, released its second fiscal quarter results. As you know, we've reported on a bunch of companies here in this last week with their quarterly results, right? And for this period ending in March 2024, their numbers are down. Skyworks reported that their numbers revealed a concerning trend, lower than expected demand for their smartphone components. So this is a company that makes, like I said, little parts. Like it could be even some, look, this is a good example. You can basically see inside of this phone, right? So this company Skyworks could make this little panel that goes around the camera, or it could make the wireless panel, that right, the wireless for the wireless charging. Or what if they make the NFC chip? I don't know specifically what part they make inside of the iPhone. Maybe I could find out, but I'm not going to unless it says here. But that's another way of telling how well something is selling, right? If these iPhones are off to the races, right? Numbers are, Apple cannot keep them in stock. Everything is on back order. These part makers, these suppliers, their numbers, same thing, right? Apple's gonna be calling them, hey, we need 3.2 million more speakers for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. What's going on? And business would be way up. And it's quite the opposite in real life. They're reporting that the numbers are way down. It says while they don't explicitly mention the iPhone, Apple is their biggest client. Granted, a significant portion of their semiconductor sales come from Apple. This makes the iPhone's market health a critical factor for Skyworks' well-being. They saw a below normal seasonal trends in the mobile business, mobile phones, with lower than expected end market demand. Skyworks CEO Liam Griffin stated, hinting at the concerning dip in iPhone demand. This follows a reported revenue of $1.046 billion for the fiscal quarter 2 2024 year, representing an 8.7% year-over-year decline. Apple is set to report its earnings on May 2nd. Ooh, that's tomorrow. That's going to be big news. That's going to lead the show tomorrow. But Skyworks CEO has already announced plans to diversify, suggesting they might be preparing for potentially a rough iPhone market. It's important to remember that Skyworks isn't the only supplier for Apple, right? There's also time lags involved in these supply chains, so temporary sales of or slumps at Skyworks doesn't necessarily translate to a shrinking demand for the iPhone, right? But the number in this report is worrisome to some extent, right? How much, I don't really know, but the true picture will only become clear tomorrow when Apple reports its earnings. This has got me a little interested. And look, their stock could take it, I'm not say a big dip tomorrow, but if it does, for those of y'all that like to buy low and sell high, tomorrow might be Apple might be a stock to look into tomorrow. But this is going to be interesting. Look, Samsung, their numbers are way up, right? I don't know nothing's numbers as far as sales or revenue. It's not a publicly traded company. It's a private company, so they can report revenue and or earnings if they want to. But typically private companies don't really do that. But the publicly traded companies, meaning companies you can actually purchase stocks in, have to report their earnings, good or bad. And all these big tech companies are making their rounds. So I think last week was Meta. I'm really high on Meta right now, even though I don't really use Facebook that much. I don't use WhatsApp that much. Instagram, not that much. But what they're doing in the AI, they're open. They're making their new AI model open sourced to basically compete against Apple's Vision Pro. And I think that's a very, very smart idea. Now, their report came in lower than expected, and their stock plummeted. However, their revenue was up. Now, why is that? Well, they spent more than a lot more, and that's what had investors concerned. But what they're doing is they're investing in AI. They're investing in this Meta.ai. They're investing in the future. They're actually purchased and manufactured their own GPUs. I mentioned that here on the live stream a couple times. A couple years ago when GPUs were super hard to find, prices went sky high, and that's because all the Bitcoin people were buying up the GPUs and using them to mine Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. So that put a strain on the gaming industry. That put a strain on these tech companies that need GPUs to fuel their artificial intelligence models and stuff like that. Well, Meta during the shortage a couple years ago said, well, shoot, we'll just make our own. So a lot of that money, they're just now starting to implement that in. So the return on investment is not there at the moment for the GPUs, and they spent billions of dollars developing, implementing, manufacturing their own GPUs. So right now might look a little sluggish for Meta, but I'm very bullish, as the stock hounds say on Meta. I think they're going to be doing just fine here. In fact, I think the future is very bright for Meta. I think what they're doing is awesome with the open source AI stuff. Apple, I don't know. I expect them to have a small drop, not a big drop, right? I'm not expecting it to be probably just a couple of percentage or two, nothing crazy. But it is interesting because typically iPhone is they still sell number of phones. It is always going to beat every other manufacturer. That's just a fact. Here in the US, around the world, Samsung's gaining ground, Pixel gaining ground. That's one thing you have to think of, right? When you're a manufacturer, putting out a new model, at what point does it hurt? At what point does it hurt your sales that you come out with a new phone that looks exactly like last year's phone, and the year before that, and the year before that? At what point is it time to move on? Tweak the design? Well, I guess they have been tweaking the design, but I'm talking about like a major design change. Samsung is changing their design for the S25 series. So they've been stuck on these little camera holes there. Since the S22, for S23, for the last couple of years. They're going to move on. They're going to switch to a different design next year because I like it. I like what Samsung has, but Apple's just notoriously just stuck on this design. So I think this could be the turning point that might spur a new design. Depending on what the sales look like tomorrow, what the reports look like tomorrow, depending on what the analysts say tomorrow, because it's one thing to say or to see the report that your numbers are down, right? The sales are down, revenue's down, growth is down. But then you have to look into why. Why is it down, right? Not only as an investor, but as a company, right? You want to look into why are our numbers down and how can we fix it? How can we tweak it? Now, it's hard to tell why you can't necessarily pinpoint. You can get a good idea, but you can't necessarily pinpoint why a large group of people are not buying this model, this product, this iPhone 15 series, whether it's the 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, or 15 Pro Max. Why are the numbers down? Why are people not buying it? You can't go out and ask the 7 to 8 million people that passed on it, right? But there are special companies, there are special divisions that's all they do: customer research, customer market research, right? So they'll get a good idea of why. They'll do surveys, they'll do random surveys, and essentially ask in a probably not a blunt like way, like would you pass on a iPhone if it looked the same? Shit, they might. I know Google has sent me, since we're part of Google's super fans, they've sent me questionnaires that ask stuff like that. I think on the last one that they asked me, design was one of the questions. It's like 12 questions, and they want to get my personal opinion. I think design was one. I said design because it's very clever how they do it, because they want to know what matters to you, the consumer. Now, this is Google. This is not Apple, but I'm assuming it's kind of the same. They ask very specific questions. Would you rather have this over this? Would you rather have RAM over storage? Would you rather have RAM over display? Would you rather have loudspeakers or the vibration motor or the haptics? It's either this or that, right? And then they'll ask you, the last one for the Pixel, what was it? They asked me place in order what you think matters to you, right? And they said specifically to you, not to the industry or people, but to you. And so you rank, certain things here and there, and I'm honest, as honest as I can be. But design was one of them, and it was very low on. Now, damn it, next one they give me, look, I hope I don't get in trouble, but I think I'm gonna take a picture of the questionnaire and survey that they give me and present it to you all, because it's pretty clever how they do it. But they have different ways of figuring out if somebody didn't buy it because of the design, right? Because it looks the same for the last few years. But I'm sure there'll be people that just buy it every year, right? But it's interesting. So I'm definitely going to lead with that tomorrow. I had no idea it was tomorrow, so we'll definitely get into that. Let's see what else we got here. What the hell is Anthropic? Isn't that an AI bot? Let's see. Anthropic launched on iOS. AI chatbots have become a useful tool on the web. The next step is bringing this AI technology to more mobile devices, more specifically iPhone. So the Anthropic app is available to download on iPhone. Let's see. iOS may finally get the calendar and reminders apps to talk and communicate with each other. Really? Apple, y'all still, your calendars and your reminder apps don't communicate? What the hell is going on? That's like the very first thing Android came out with, like 12 years ago. So I don't know what the hell Apple's doing. The Pixel 7a is on sale. They're getting rid of their stock. Google is. If you want a Pixel 7a, last year's flagship, it is for sale. $349. It is on Amazon. If you're a Pixel lover, if you need a new phone, I would choose this one over the 7a, but that's just me. Same price, $350. Way more. You get way more here than the Pixel 7a. Storage, RAM, regular storage. Camera's probably a little better on the Pixel, but you will be surprised. These are very good. In some of the photos, I have a hard time telling. I know it's hard to believe, but it is what it is. Maybe I need to get my eyes checked, but so what is Apple doing with their AI? Because that is that's in a future of every tech company's roadmap. We got a little hint, right, from an Apple insider in regards to what Apple has planned with their artificial intelligence. I'm not that big on artificial intelligence. I know it comes up. Of course, we're a tech channel, so of course it's going to come up. But for the most part, AI is overrated. For the most part, I get annoyed by it. It's probably why I don't talk about it a lot. But the simple reason is because it's simply not developed enough. We're nowhere near where true AI can be and will be very useful. Right now, we just barely scratch the surface. And I think that's what annoys me, is you get so many people talking AI this, AI that, AI this, AI that. And we've just begun. Like, I can see in the back of my head, there's like years and years and years of this to come. And we just barely scratched the surface, as I mentioned. But it can mean the difference. Depending on investors, people looking to invest in your company, it can potentially, if you take the wrong route with your AI, in certain areas of your business, whether you need AI to help internally, documents, records, processing, or you need AI to fuel your technology to implement in your products. Look, you make the wrong turn, choose the wrong technology, go down the wrong road, that will definitely cost you your job and or the business. Now, I don't think Apple's going to go out of business, but let's see what they're going with these AI stuff, right? Oh, we got some Safari AI capabilities. Hang on one second. There we go. I had to dust these off. Never really pull these out. I had to pull them out because I was doing case reviews for Crave. But Apple iPhone. All right, what does Apple have in store for AI? It looks like, the easiest thing is to implement it into a browser-based system where you don't have to totally overhaul your whole OS or implement certain AI capabilities into your whole operating system. Browser-based AI is probably the easiest way to implement a artificial intelligence like functionality, right? And it appears that's what they're going to do. Look, they've been struggling a ton with their artificial intelligence, so much that there are strong reports, multiple reports, that Apple is actually going to use the assistance of Google's Gemini in Apple products. As much as they don't want to, I'm sure that's a bittersweet feeling and or taste for Apple, because they don't want to use Google. They don't want to use Google for this stuff, right? They're trying to get away from Google, right? They hate Google, but they got to do business with them when it comes down to it. But it's kind of embarrassing for Apple, right? Now they've been struggling with foldable phones. We know they've been trying to, in the lab, they have toyed around with a foldable iPad. They've messed around with a foldable iPhone. They've also messed around with a flip style iPhone. And all of those have been canceled just simply because they just don't have the technology right. It seems like everything they're doing behind the scenes, whether it comes to foldables or it comes to AI, they just can't get it right. I don't know what's going on. They have more money than God, basically, than any other business in the world. So I don't really know why they're struggling this much with their future technologies. It's a head scratcher to me. Because here's, again, we've mentioned with their foldables, they don't want a crease in their display when it's folded open. You know, like for Samsung's or even the Pixel Fold, there'll be when it's open, just a tiny little crease down the middle, right, where you fold it. And that's, eventually, like, it's gotten smaller and smaller every year. And I think at some point we'll get to a flat foldable display, but Apple wants it now. Got to have the flat foldable display, because they know if they put out a foldable iPhone, customers tend to be a little more pickier or anal than Android users, and they would get massive complaints. That's the only thing you would hear about. Oh, Apple put out a foldable, but got the damn crease. Because look, there's a lot of iPhone users that have they might seen a Samsung foldable, maybe in person, maybe once or on a commercial, but they just don't know or have that much knowledge about foldables. So they know if they put out a foldable with a crease, people are going to complain. So all you're going to be hearing on YouTube. And getting back to the AI, I don't have any many backstories or information when it comes to their AI, minus the report that they're going to implement Gemini into some sort of their operating system. Now, maybe into Safari. So let me pull up this article here that I got. Let's see. So it says, I got to go here in just a minute, but based on the report, this feature leverages Apple's Ajax language model to identify topics and key phrases on a website. That's elementary stuff when it comes to AI. Identifying topics and key phrases on a website, really? Man, Apple's way behind. This means the users won't. This means that users who don't have time to read an entire page can use AI to summarize it for them. Wow, really? Man, that's some next level stuff there. Man, Microsoft Copilot has been doing that for years. Google, years. There's even a website, TDLR. They've been doing that for literally years. And Apple's just now rolling this out as their big AI introduction. Oh boy. So, while other tools such as ChatGPT can already create summaries, having a native summary tool in Safari could be useful for iOS users. Another potential AI tool for Safari comes in the form of a web eraser. This lets users use AI to erase or remove specific portions of web pages. Why would you need that? It also seems to be persistent. This means that when you visit the website again, Safari will remember your choices, so you won't have to repeat the steps again. Oh boy. They are way behind. Keep in mind, none of these features are guaranteed. Of course not. They are undergoing evaluation, which means things could change ahead of the launch of iOS 18. And we will definitely wait to see what we have in store. Wow. Check this out real quick. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I do apologize. Why are nothing phones so smooth? I have no idea. And I think you mean, whether you mean that literally or figuratively, meaning like when you touch it, it's smooth, or when you look at it, you're like, damn, that's a smooth phone. Whether you mean that literally or figuratively, it is all that and some for both scenarios. It's funny. If I have to be careful where I set this phone down, it is so smooth, it will slide off your desk. It will slide off your desk when you're least expecting it. So sometimes it takes 10 seconds, it'll slide right off. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. I'm not lying. And it will slide off. It's that smooth. If it's literally 1 degree off of a flat plane, it'll, whether it takes, again, 10 seconds, 10 minutes, or 10 hours, it will slide. They're that smooth. And you have to be careful using them. Now, got cases for the phone too, but I don't have a case for the 2A. That's right. I've been using this. I'm even shocking myself because I never leave the house without a case. I take this with me wherever I go. But I'm extra careful, extra aware of my surroundings, aware of where this is. It is in my pocket. How am I holding it? It is very smooth. In fact, I'm not going to say it's too smooth because I don't think that's possible. It feels so nice though. I'd rather have a phone that is too smooth rather than, too rough feeling or whatever the opposite would be. Now, the looks, yes, very smooth. I don't think I'm trying to think. That may be a good question. If you had to pick like 3, 4, maybe 5 phones, what are the best looking phones to you? Meaning may not be your absolute favorite or the absolute fastest phone you've used, or a gaming beast where it can handle anything and everything. Could be your first phone you've ever had. But what is some of the best looking phones you've ever had? Because I was thinking about that this weekend. These got to be right up there. In fact, I love the way these look so much. That's why I'm not using a case on them. I love the way they look so much. I think I'm going to have a hard time selling these. And I rarely say that. Like with my Samsung phones, with my Pixel phones, I just trade them in and get a new one, right? Send the old one in, get a new one. Send the old one in, get a new one. I don't think I'm gonna do that with these. I honestly think I'm gonna keep these. I'm not gonna say forever, but why get rid of it? It looks so nice. So yes, they are very smooth. And that just look, they have a very, very good design team at Nothing. In fact, during the launch of the 2A, a gentleman who's in charge of their design team got a little more screen time, got a little more camera time, because I've seen him in the past on their YouTube channel. He's head of design. I think he's Swedish or Sweden or something like that. Dutch, I don't know. Is that the same thing? I don't know. But yes, they have a very specific design language, and they're sticking to it. Not Apple style, where they're gonna put out the same phone every year, but you know, a Nothing product, when you see it, right, with their earbuds, they're sending us the A series earbuds, and they look white and clear and white. So they have a very specific design language that just looks great. It looks phenomenal. So I dropped this earlier on my desk. I was hoping I didn't hear a rattle, but yeah. So I don't know. They are a very, very nice looking phone, and I'm glad that they are. So I'm going to take the screen protector off of here too, because this one's got a screen protector. See how jacked up that is? Fingerprints. I'm going to go all glass, because this one has glass in the front, glass in the back. Very, very smooth. Get that smooth glass feeling. With this one, you get the smooth feeling on the back. The front, plasticky because of the stupid screen protector. So I think I'm going to order one and peel that sucker off. Yes, so I'm looking forward to the Nothing Phone 3. No news in regards to that, I don't believe. I'm fairly surprised because it's right around the corner and we've heard nothing. However, there was hint that, was it last week, that they're going to use the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3S CPU. Not the 8 Gen 3 that the Samsung has, or the S24 series, but the modified version of the 8 Gen 3. So what the difference is, it's not as fast. It's a little tuned down, scaled down a bit, which means the performance won't be as good, but they're going to focus on AI. There we go, AI again, machine learning, stuff like that. Still going to be fast. Still, now, again, price-wise, Nothing went with a year-old CPU in the phone too, right? Kind of help with the costs, because they're not trying to get this up to flagship level pricing. I think they want to stick around that $650, $700 price range. So depending on what kind of price they can get from the manufacturer, from the supplier, is going to make a difference. So I wasn't expecting them to put a flagship processor in. I was thinking they might go with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in the Nothing Phone 3. But we'll just have to wait and see, because it'll be about a year since that has been released. But we will see. And then looks, I'm sure it's going to look strikingly beautiful. It'll probably have the clear back as the other phones do, right? So why would they go off a kilter, or why would they go off track and make some weird design phone when they have a very nice looking style that they stick to? I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to make a really, really nice phone. But that looks like it's about it. I don't see much else here. One more quick thing. Speaking of Apple, we've talked a decent amount of time with Apple. So TSMC, we spoke about them last week. They manufacture CPUs for Apple, right, for the upcoming Pixel 10 series. And they've already started to manufacture CPUs for the iPhone It is on a, let's see, it's a Apple Bionic A16. A is an Apple. It's a 1.6 nanometer chip. When are they going to get down to 0.1 nanometers? I keep on thinking, damn, they're going to run out of space. At some point, you can't make a CPU that's zero size. But they're getting close. But apparently, they found a good foundation for the node. And it's going to be on a 1.6 nanometer node. My God. Absolutely amazing. I'll get into that tomorrow. There's a bunch of information here, but nerds like myself get into that stuff. But I don't see anything else right here. Yeah, I'll just end it on that. So I'm gonna jump into this. Finish my review of this phone, the Nothing Phone 2A. Get into the ChatGPT video integration into the 2A compared to the Nothing Phone 2. I have more Crave cases to review. Did a couple today. I'm gonna start uploading them, and then I actually have a very cool. So somebody sent me check this. It's actually really cool. I never thought I would get excited about desk. What do you call it? Desk furniture? It's not furniture. It's like this badass desk lamp. Which sounds boring, I'm sure, to some people, but hey, it's big time. If you work at a desk, you're gonna need some sort of lighting, correct? Well, I'm not gonna review it now, but just to show you. It's nicely packaged, but I have a really, really nice desk lamp here that I'm going to review. So we have that I will upload tomorrow. And don't forget, Fridays is our new giveaway days. If you're listening to this on a podcast, we're going to get out of here, but I just wanted to mention Fridays is our new giveaway day. We used to do giveaways all the time, almost every day. But I'm going to reserve one day out of the week moving forward to do our giveaways, conduct our giveaways. There's a couple people in the chat right now that have won items: a CMF Nothing Watch, smartwatch, and a Google Wi-Fi router we gave away. So we'll do Friday. I will remind everybody the day before. So tomorrow, Thursday, I'll put out a community post saying, hey, don't forget, Friday is giveaway day. And then Friday, I'll do the same thing. Hey, here's today's giveaway day, and this is what we're giving away. And here's the time. If you're listening to this on a podcast, I can see that our Spotify numbers, the analytics numbers are going way up. So there has to be some people that listen to the podcast and don't even watch on YouTube, right? So if you're listening and you want to enter to win, you don't have to purchase anything. I ship it to you 100% free. Not a penny. All you got to do is enter the live chat. I wonder if I should enter the live chat or have everybody select a link. Now, we'll do live chat. We'll just keep it the way it is right now. So if you're listening to this, point is, if you're listening to this and you want to enter to win something, join our live stream Friday afternoon, every Friday, and we'll give something away. And you can enter on the live stream, and I do the drawing on the live stream, and I do it live so everybody sees everything. So who wins and all that good stuff. So, and then simply get with you behind the scenes, email, direct message, instant message, whatever. All I need is your address, and I ship it out for free. So thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow we will come back with the Apple report, their quarterly report. Interesting to see. Maybe down. Looks like it. Might be up. Who knows? But we'll definitely dive into that. And I'm going to upload some videos, and we're going to have some fun. So please join us. I appreciate it. Have a good afternoon, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.